God, what a question. That's a great question.
Keep the motor.
I think it'd
I
be
don't want anything to change. Keep the glasses coming. When I reach the bottom, fill me up at the world. Face reality, 'cause reality hits me like a kick in the gut. I don't count the seconds till the hour's up. The door is shut on what's been said and done. But something feels so worth it.
Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Alex Alicia, your host of The New Rock Show, and today's very exciting guest is a very special guest all the way from North Shields in Newcastle here in the UK. I'm so excited because she's got a very, very exciting year on the way, and this month her debut EP drops. I'm delighted to welcome the wonderful Heidi Curtis. Hello.
hello. It's so
Hi.
lovely to be on. Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, what a pleasure. Thank you for taking the time. You have got no idea how excited I genuinely am about this because I am obsessed with your music, Heidi.
Thank you. Oh my God, thank you so much. That really means a lot. That's so
No,
wonderful.
it's really the truth, genuinely. I've been playing you on the New Rock Show, and I can't wait to dive into everything with you. Like I've just mentioned, it's debut EP release time this May. We're here. Can you believe it? What is
Oh
going
my
on
God.
in your world right now, Heidi? What's the vibes? Have you even had a moment to process just yet?
It's so busy and very overwhelming, but in a good way. Because I spent like so long not having anything on and kind of just being on like not even on socials that much. So suddenly just for the last 6 months be like piling out song after song, and we've been doing all the videos, and every like single part of it is super just independent, and it really is just like me and Jay running around a field putting together these visuals and doing this thing, and it's been amazing. Like just really, really busy though. And I can't believe that we're finally here. It feels like yesterday that Undone first come out, and that was like the big moment. And then I'm just getting used to just putting out music and it being like, okay, there's another single out now, and okay, cool. And then the EP's coming out, which is so wild and it's so beautiful as well. Like I haven't seen the vinyl yet because I've just got back from Scotland, but I'm gonna get to see it like in the flesh, and it makes me so emotional because I just can't believe that I have music on vinyl.
Yeah, that's super special. I mean, I've got a lot of vinyl behind me. I collect it myself. It's such an art form. So I can only imagine for you what it's going to feel like to hold your music in its physical form. I mean, that's been a big dream of yours for a long time, hasn't it? I did see your post on social media. How actually do you think you're going to react when you see it?
I think I'm gonna cry because I just know, like, I think putting it online is one thing,
Yeah.
and people listening to it, but just seeing it as a collection of work, because I think, I don't know, sometimes you can put things on like SoundCloud and on Spotify, and it's there
Mm.
and it's great, but even just like holding it as a CD and seeing it, it's like this is a real like piece of this is a real body of work burnt onto something, and it's there for life, and no matter what, like I don't know. I'm just excited to put it up in my room and have it as like my own achievement next to some of my favorite records. Like I've got some of my favorite vinyl. I've got a big collection over there as well, and it's just gonna be really surreal having it on the wall and just on. I'm gonna have it on display all the
Of
time
course, of
because
course.
the cover art I'm so proud of. Like it came
Yeah.
out exactly how I wanted it to, and I'm really proud of the way all of the visual side of it is unfolded, and it just feels perfect. Like there's not one bit of it that I'm not incredibly proud of. I'm really
Oh,
proud.
that's honestly so exciting for you, Heidi, and massive congratulations. Of course, it's called Hollow Heart, this EP. I highly, highly encourage everybody to check it out. Make sure you're pre-saving for obviously the streaming stuff, but please go and make sure you're pre-ordering this vinyl. It's so incredible. 6 tracks on there. We've heard 3 already. And I know, don't we have a very special treat tonight, Heidi? Have we
Yes, we
got single
do.
4?
We do.
Talk to
We
me
have.
about this one, Behind the Door. It's coming out.
God, I'm so excited about this song. It's out tonight at midnight,
Mhm.
which is so surreal. And I wrote it about a song that I heard in my sleep. So I had this dream or this flashback from it felt like when I woke up, it felt like another life. It felt like I don't really I my relationship with sleep is very complicated. I either sleep really well, or a lot of the time I just have really active dreams. I never really fully sleep.
Mm.
But this one in particular, like I woke up and I went, and it was like, "Ooh," and I was like, what the the hell? What is that? And then I just followed this song and it got me into reading about past lives and whether the things we see in dreams are messages or symbols or have meaning. Because we're told that they don't, but I really believe that they do. And yeah, so that song came about and it all came together over a course of a couple of months because I was just playing with the idea.
Mm.
But it's all about dreams and it's all about messages and past lives and connecting with something that is much deeper and a much bigger thing than we are as a species, I think is the goal with this song. And
Yeah.
it's opened up a whole set of doors of different paths of writing for me. Like it really made me understand like why I write songs. This one's so special. If you
Oh.
can't tell by my rambling on about it, like
Please ramble away. I want to hear everything about it. I'm so excited as well to see the video. It looks stunning
oh,
visually, really stunning. I mean, that's another special treat to come with a single tonight as well. But you've been posting again clips on socials, so I've seen you kind of like running around so whimsy like you always are. I love that about your music. You know, the
oh,
whole aesthetic of you, Heidi, is like whimsy, magical to me. I just love that. But yeah, the vid as well.
oh my God, the video's so cool. We built this door. So really, right, it was nearly every video we've done has
Mhm.
been shot within the weeks coming up to the release. It's like
Wow.
so, yeah, it's hilarious because Jay'll be away like touring and he'll come back and he literally got back like 2 weeks ago and we are like, we need to shoot this video. So we had this idea. I had this idea like all storyboarded out. I was like, okay, we'll build this door.
Mm.
And we built a door, went to B&Q, built this mad standalone door. It was hilarious because neither of us are obviously joiners or carpenters. So it's just me and him like screwing nails into this thing, hoping it'll stand up.
Proper
And it did.
DIY.
And it's so funny, honestly. And then we took it to a studio in town that worked and it
Mhm.
got all these cool shots. But then we then took the door to the Lake District and took it like to this stone circle at Castlerig Stone Circle, and we put the door up there and just made this whole music video about these two past and present versions of myself meeting at this portal of the circle and the timeline being broken by, following the messages in your sleep. And I'm so proud of this video. It's got such a story to it. It's really awesome.
That's what you want. I love the fact that, you know, you are like a new artist. I mean, you've been doing this since you were 16 and you're in your early 20s now. I mean, so you're not like new. You've been doing this for a
Yeah.
long time. But obviously, like, you're breaking through now, which is so great to see. And, you know, it's great that a DIY artist like yourself, an indie artist like yourself, would put so much effort into that visual because that's so important to me as a music lover, a music listener, you know, to keep that artwork of, you know, a music video alive and well. How important are they to you? Because I grew up watching them and I'm always so sad when we look at like we've lost MTV and things like that. And I
Yeah,
think it's so important, you know, you're keeping that
I
alive and
agree.
well.
I agree. No, I think it's a really like I think it's a very special music videos hold a really special place in my heart for me because I work visually. So when I'm recording and producing my music,
Mm.
I know that it's right when I can, if this makes sense, when I can hear, is this going to make any sense? I know it's right when I can hear what I'm seeing in my head. So if I see, like, what am I missing was like all these huge, I went to Ireland and I seen these big black cliffs and the water is such a deep blue and you're just looking at it and you're looking down at it. It's right next to the shore and it was just crashing up against these cliffs. And I just knew that the production of what am I missing was right when I could feel myself be this almost like this seabird along these cliffs. And same with Undone and with Behind the Door, it was a similar thing. And I think the videos, it's really important to translate that. I think it's a
Yeah.
whole dimension of music that's kind of been lost a little bit to the like 30-second TikTok video, which I just
Mm.
don't like.
Mm.
It's not interesting. And I think the artists I'm inspired by as well are a lot of classic artists from like the 60s, the 70s, the late 70s, early 80s rock. And I'm inspired by those artists and their way of recording, their way of creating visuals and videos. And I think that like
Yeah.
I would like in my own way to preserve that craft because it is going. It's a bit like real studio recordings. Like I really make an effort. Like we record a lot live, and it's very organic production. There's not a lot of there's on none of the tracks. Maybe like one synth. There's nothing that's really electronic at all.
Mm.
It's all organic instruments, and I think maybe one day I'll delve down that route. But I'm really proud that I'm preserving that because it's kind of in this day and age. I'm loving the music that's coming out in pop, but I also just love hearing real instruments play and sing
Yeah.
together. it's tribal and very primal, and yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to preserve that, and I actually think MTV is going to come back. You know, I think something like MTV is going to come back.
I
I
hope
said,
so. I mean, there's an artist that I know from LA way, and he did something really special for MTV the other day, and they filmed the live show, and I was like, wonder what
mm,
this is about. You know, it's like
yeah,
MTV kind of going
sure.
back to LA for those underground artists and stuff. Great.
Because it's such a moment, and I think people are missing having like it could be on YouTube. I think they're missing having a channel or a genuine like a longer form show
Mm,
that highlights artists that are doing music videos or doing interesting performances. Or
yeah.
I seen a really great performance a few years ago. I think it was with Vans, and it was I can't remember, was it might be in Holly Humberstone. It was in a underground skate park. And it was so cool. And I went and I was like, this is really awesome. But it
Mm.
was, I think things like that are gonna really make I think they're gonna come around again, which is gonna be really awesome.
I
And
know.
I'm gonna be waiting, I'm gonna be like,
Fingers crossed, manifest, because I think they're so important, you know, and like for yourself as well, like just thank you for keeping that alive and well, like you have been doing. It's
oh,
so
thank
special.
you.
Um,
Thank
I'm
you.
I'm really curious about your, your start, like the birth of Heidi the musician. You know, I'm curious because I've already mentioned that you've been doing this like songwriting and stuff since you were 16, and I I don't know, how that kind of came about in your life. I've spoken to a lot of musicians in the past, and some of them say that, songwriting wasn't something that they were just able to just do from the off. Was that the case with you? Were you always just a songwriter first up, or did you find yourself writing poems and then into songs, or, journaling? How was it for you, starting that?
Well, I've always been a sort of creative kid, so I was
Mm,
always writing stories. I guess it probably started with when I was really young, creative writing. Like I just used
mm,
to love it. Like I would sit in my room and write these stories about things, and that'd be like my favorite lesson in school when I was really little. And then I got into dance, and I think it didn't click at the time, but I think that was what actually channeled a lot of my rhythm and
yeah.
interest with music. And then I've got a really musical household. So my brother, he like would play with bands, and he had like, these guitars. And when he left, he went to go work away at sea, like basically all the rest of my family work at sea. And when he left, I taught myself the guitar because I could play piano, and I was really interested in piano. And when I taught myself the guitar, I was just starting to get to that point where I was like, oh, starting to want to write songs, and it became like a diary entry, and it just became so natural.
Mm,
And I get really obsessed. I love lyricism, and I get really obsessed with the way in which I can describe something and make it as cryptic as possible, but it mean something to me. Like I can sing some of my lyrics and know exactly what I'm singing about, but somebody, the person who I'm singing about might never ever make that connection. And I
yeah.
just love that about songs. I find them so beautiful. But
Mm,
it became a form of almost, a diary entry. I'd come back from school and out in lunch at school as well. I'd just go and write songs. I just became obsessed with it really and
mm.
addicted to it. I think that's the thing. And I kind of weave in and out. If I'm rambling, by the way, just give
No,
me a
not at
because if
all. No, I
I
love
feel
hearing
like you
everything.
chop this up, I just ramble so much in interviews.
Heidi, this is what it's all about. Please tell me your story. I want to know.
Well, I mean, what was I saying then? Yeah, I kind of weave in and out of different
Yeah.
creative crafts because I
Mhm.
find that like if I spend too much time looking at a song, it won't work. It's like it's like, you always see like a deer,
Yeah.
you're least expecting it. I think when you don't go out and look for it, and it's the same thing, I think you gotta let it just have its moment. It's a live and
Mm.
breathing thing. So yeah, but I think I've always been, it always came really naturally. I just found it such a beautiful craft. And when I learned how to play guitar, I could take my guitar into my room, and that was the privacy. And I think that was the catalyst, was having that privacy with an instrument. Because piano is so loud, you
Oh,
can't
yeah.
really have any sort of privacy with it. Like it's not, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I think, yeah, I think the guitar and the songwriting just came right at the same time
Mm.
and blossomed into what it is today, which is wild.
Yeah, I know, because we're here. But, like, you just mentioned, I mean, a couple of things I want to pick up from that, like, starting story of yours. Like, I think I read somewhere that, you were self taught as a guitar player and you used your brother's Telecaster, my favorite guitar in the world, by the
That's
way.
so
Oh,
good. Not
yeah.
flat. Not, I love the Telecaster so much. I went through a phase of not ever wanting to play it. And then
Really?
recently, last year, like I played it and I was like, oh, I was always Stratocaster, Stratocaster. And then I got back on the Telecaster and I got one with humbuckers, and I was like,
Oh my gosh.
they're it's so good.
They've just got such an incredible sound. I just love a Telecaster so much. And I think they're stunning. I love them
They
so
look so
much. They're my favorite.
sexy.
Why did you avoid playing that one? Is it just purely because you preferred the Strat? And then, what made you pick up the Telly in the end?
I have no idea. I think I don't know if it's because it was like, oh, it's just the one I learned on, or like I don't know. I got
Yeah.
upset. My brother for my 18th birthday bought me a Stratocaster, my first like electric guitar.
Wow.
So I think maybe I got the connection with the Stratocaster then, and then it was
Mm.
only reading the last 2 years when I was recording these songs that I went, oh, the Telecaster is such a good vibe. I love it.
Yeah.
It
Oh my
was
God.
so good. But Undone, the riff on Undone, I was like, oh, Stratocaster's not it. Telecaster just worked, and it was just glued the whole thing.
Oh, I'm obsessed with that song, by the way. I play it all the
Me
time. I had it on
too.
earlier. Of course I did. I played them
Oh,
all the time. I play it all the time.
thank you.
But yeah,
I love that.
you can
Please
really
keep
hear
doing
it.
it.
Yes, oh my gosh, yes, of course. But yeah, and then the C connection with your family. Do you think that's where Siren was kind of born from, which is,
Oh, definitely.
second single that people may or may not have heard. Hopefully you've heard it. But yeah, was that the connection there to your family then? Is that where that kind of came
Oh,
from?
yeah, most definitely. I've always had a real connection with the sea and
Yeah.
with the ocean. Just I'm a real water baby. Like I love if I could go in the sea every day, I would.
Yeah.
But all my uncles and granddads and brother, he went away to sea. And I think when I was a kid, I had this really romanticized version of the job
Yeah.
because my uncles were captains at sea. But in my head, I'd be like, oh, my uncle's like Captain Hook or something, or like a pirate of like some sort of like pirate captain. And not, the reality of what the job is.
It's
That's
not
all
Captain Jack Sparrow, it's all
hard
rum.
hat. And yeah, it's all just yeah, rum and pirate hat and wooden wheels.
Eyeliner.
Yeah, I kind of had that bubble burst when I was a teenager, and I was like, "Where's the pirate ship? What is this?" Yes, I think this constant fascination with the sea. And I've always lived near the water, like living
Oh,
right, by the coast.
beautiful,
That's
isn't it?
definitely inspired Siren, and I just it really Siren came around as a metaphor. It was a metaphor for vices and for my own processes of dealing with grief, and just wanted to numb the whole thing out. I think the first few weeks of grieving is really you just cry and you let all your emotions out, but then afterwards, when the dust settles and like the
Yeah.
flowers stop coming and life starts to move on, that's really hard to process. So my natural reaction was, I just want to go out and just get absolutely more and just have a good time. And really though, that isn't I don't know that, but it's just not the best
No.
option. And I think when I wrote Siren, it was just a metaphor for how can I embody this temptation and this, you know, terrible, destructive beast in a
Yeah.
song. And I
Yeah.
did it with it. I love that song so much. That's-
I can hear how proud you are of everything, and you should be. It's visually stunning, sounds incredible. It's so up my street. I mean, for anybody that's not yet heard, please, I encourage you to go and listen to Undone. We've got Siren. What am I missing? And then the new one, Behind the Door. It's all coming, and then Hollow Heart, the EP as
Oh my
well,
God.
6 tracks. Please go listen. I mean, if anybody's already a fan, I mean, I sent it to my brother. He's a massive Stevie Nicks fan.
Oh,
And I sent your music to my brother, and I was like, you need to check out Undone by Heidi Curtis. She's like an upcoming emerging artist. He loves it too. It's on his playlist. He's
oh,
22 and he loves it. And
I love
yeah,
that.
like
Thank you.
Fleetwood Mac, you're inspired as well by Florence and the Machine, which we've got some exciting things to talk about there. Jeff Buckley as well. Kate Bush, love
Yes.
Kate Bush.
Oh,
Again, the whimsy, that's so you. But yeah, it's incredible. So if anybody's a fan of those kind of artists, then I think they're going to love you. So I highly recommend that they check you out, Heidi. And if they want to do that, where can they do that? What's your socials? Do you want to plug? Have you got your website and things like that?
I've got my website, HeidiCurtis.com. I've got Spotify, Heidi Curtis, SoundCloud, Heidi Curtis, Instagram, Heidi._Curtis, and TikTok, the same.
Yeah, perfect. I mean,
And
yeah, look.
YouTube to see the videos. Go and watch the videos. They're so
Yes.
beautiful.
Yeah, subscribe, everything, check them out. But yeah, like Florence the Machine, I just mentioned. Right, what a summer. And in fact, actually, from now onward, what a year you've got coming up, to be honest. But like, particularly this month special because of the EP. But like these summer shows you've got coming up, you're debuting at Brighton's Great Escape Festival, which is so cool. And you're also supporting Lewis Capaldi, Self Esteem, and Florence and the Machine.
Good God, I can't believe it. Like, Oh my God, I'm so excited. Every like, as I said, I was coming back from Scotland today. I just went to go and celebrate my dad's birthday.
Oh,
And I was driving back and I was like, oh my God, it starts this weekend. The whole thing begins,
yeah.
all the shows. I can't wait. I can't wait for the Great Escape. I can't wait just to have a big run of gigs because
Mm,
every gig we've done has kind of been like one on and then nothing really like this really big amazing event
yeah.
and then not on for a couple of months. But this is just like hopefully the rest of my life because I just love being on. I just love connecting with people on stage. It's like it's the best. I love having that moment. I find it so much easier than online. I
Mm,
just find
oh
that
yeah.
that's where my music breathes and
Yeah.
that's where it lives. It's just on stage and connecting with people and that's gonna be so sick. And the Florence
Yeah.
and the Machine dates. Oh my fucking God. What?
Heidi, I love this for you because I know that you grew up listening to Florence and the Machine and a hero of yours, and then now you're going to be sharing the same stage and you're supporting Florence and the Machine. I mean, saying it out loud, even I can imagine for you, is just wild, but it's so well deserved. And what an incredible pairing as well. I think that's great. You know, how did you actually react when you got that news as
Oh
someone
my
who's
God. Oh
loved
my
her
God.
forever?
I was on tour with Holly Humberstone and I was just doing it solo and I was driving my brother who also manages me, Tom.
Yeah.
We were driving, I think we were in some Days Inn car park somewhere and we got in the car and he went because it'd kind of been like talks, but I thought I probably haven't got it because I was like, it's
Right.
just maybe too soon. I think in my career I was like, oh, I look like everybody who's supporting us, like really big, really established artists, and I'm just breaking through. And I was like, oh God, I was like sitting and I was like, please, like, please let me have it. I was like, I really want it. And then Tom got in the car and was just like, you got it? And I just screamed, literally
Did you?
just screamed because I just feel like, you wait so long to put out music and have these breakthrough moments. And I think, like I keep saying that with the online thing, you kind of never feel like you're breaking through because there's
Yeah.
just so much to break through with. There's so many people trying. And I just, really wanted a moment that was a really like that is genuinely a really monumental moment. And no matter what happens in my career, I'll just be so happy and proud and grateful that I'm gonna get to experience a gig like that. That is literally is my dream support slot. Like there's not pretty much nothing else out there that tops that,
Yeah.
it's up there for me. So when I found out, I was just over the moon. And I like genuinely could not believe it. I know I started crying. So I was just like I missed the last tour. I was away when she played Newcastle.
Right.
And I was like, my guitarist Josh, he got to go and he's seen the gig and he said it was amazing. And I was really upset. I was like, "God's sake, I'm not gonna get to see the gig." And then I found out that and I went, okay, I'm gonna support that and I'm gonna get to see the show. I was so excited. Yeah, it's great.
I mean, do you know what? I love that because, yeah, you are like, if you're in music, you've got to be a fan of music too. It's got to come from somewhere. And I forget sometimes that, yeah, if you're an artist, it's just as exciting for you if you're on the road, especially with someone that was a hero of yours, that you do get to experience that side of it where you get to see them, but also be a part of it. That's just got to be so cool, you know? You'll feel super connected to that show now, which is even more special.
I will, and I'm so excited. I love this new album. I love every era that Florence and the Machine put out. I've been there for the whole ride, but this one in particular, I felt really connected to,
Mm.
and yeah, the whole thing. It just I just generally can't believe it. Like I can, and then I go, oh, but it's just really nice to have a moment like that because
Yeah.
like I said it can just feel impossible to create buzz online when you're more of a live act
Hmm.
it can feel like impossible if you haven't got those big moments in your calendar. So
Yeah.
I'm more excited for these gigs as well because it just creates these like I can document moments around them and that can become the feed as well.
Yeah, that's content too, isn't it? It is
Yeah,
difficult that as an artist, you've got to think about the online sphere too. I mean, yeah, your real connection comes from when you see the people in front of you in the room and you can like, you can get spiritually connected through the music and stuff. But, I think you're just smashing it, Heidi. I mean, clearly you're getting picked up by the right people. Other shows though to mention, like I said, you're also supporting Self-Esteem. Love her, by the way. I saw Prima Facie with Jodie Comer and I know she soundtracked it. I don't know if you ever saw that.
I haven't seen it.
The West End show that Jodie did. She just currently toured it around. You know Jodie Comer from
Yeah,
the
I love
Broadway
Jodie
actress?
Comer as well. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Me
She's
too, Villanelle.
I know. Oh my God. Oh my God. She's incredible. I remember
She's so
watching
good.
a speech of hers, like when she got up, I can't remember where it was. Was it
We're at BAFTAs.
BAFTAs? And she was
Olivier
like,
Awards.
told her mom and dad.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
she
so
brings
that
them to everything.
it was so sweet. Like she was crying because she has such an amazing accent as well.
I know.
Like you would never know. Like I love when you hear like a broad Scouse accent, and then you
I know.
realize when you watch the show, she just can manipulate her voice in such an amazing way.
Oh my
Yeah, she.
gosh. No, Heidi, like I'm a proper super fan. Don't get me started on Jodie Comer. Love her so much. But I went to go and see her. I actually saw her live as well in London. I
No
watched her
way.
that play Prima Facie that she's recently done. It's a one woman show, and but yeah, Self Esteem soundtracked the entire show. So incredible the connection that you've got there. 7 degrees of separation from Jodie Comer. If you're touring with Self Esteem.
I'm one call away. I'm really, really excited about supporting self-esteem because, we've like kind of dipped in and out of self-esteem's music, and I just love one of my favorite. I've got about 10 different experiences of finding her different, if this makes sense, the different veins of her craft. So
Right.
like I've listened to the album, and then I was at my friend's house and I went, what's this little book thing? And it was like a lyric book. It was a piece of merch that she put out, and it was I think the notes from her phone that had never
Yeah.
made the cut, and it was like this beautiful little book that was like a mini phone. I found that really interesting. Seeing her acting, she writes books,
Mm,
she scores obviously plays and
mm,
hopefully that movies. I'm really excited to meet her because I think that's definitely the type of career that I really want to have in the future in the next 10 years is a very broad. I have my music, but
yeah.
I love acting, I love creating different forms of art, and I think she's going to be really, really inspiring. I'm so excited
Oh,
for that show. And
yeah.
it's literally right near me as well. It's like in this beautiful, like it's in the Priory,
Mm.
and it's a really beautiful venue. And if you get it on a good day, like the sea's right behind you, and
Oh, stunning.
it's magical.
Oh, it sounds it. Oh my gosh. I mean, so exciting. Lewis Capaldi too. Supporting Lewis Capaldi. I mean, I'm just like
The
throwing him
list
in
is
there. Like the list, Heidi. It's just incredible. It's just like, who else can we just look through the book and just like, Heidi's on the show. Great though. That's so
Oh,
amazing. Like,
I
oh
can't wait for that show. I can't wait for all of them really. Like I'm really excited for that show as well.
yeah.
I can't wait to see. I think Lewis is such a like lovely, beautiful person as well. Like
Yeah, he
met a
seems
couple
it.
of times, and he's really kind of so funny.
Oh,
And I'm gonna get to meet Jacob Alon as well. Their music is just gorgeous, and their whole personality. I can't wait to just chat with Jacob Allen too, because their accent's so beautiful. Like, oh, whimsy, magical, mystical. It's gonna be
yeah.
such a good.
Yeah. I mean, like, I know I keep mentioning like all of the different shows, but I really am just trying to hammer home where people can catch you because it's like I say, it's a super busy summer for you. And, with The Great Escape, you've got a couple of the Great Escape kind of like intro shows coming up for that. And then you're also, aren't you over in Amsterdam too for some
I am.
shows?
I'm doing a headline show in Amsterdam,
Wow.
and I'm doing a bit of festivals.
Have you ever played Europe before?
I've played Europe a few times, but like a while ago now.
Right.
So that was like 2 years ago.
Okay.
I've got some festivals out there, like a couple of little radio things, and then at the end of the month, I've got a headline, which is just gonna be wild. I can't wait for that show.
What's in store for a headline show, Heidi Curtis style? What can people expect?
Oh, it's a roller. What it is, it's a roller coaster of emotions. You have these huge, huge, big songs like Undone,
Yeah.
and then I bring you right down. There's a song called Porcelain, which I can't wait to put out. There's a bunch of songs that's going to be on the next piece of work, and the show definitely goes through these huge ebbs and flows, a bit like a storm. There's this calm, there's the lightning and there's the thunder, and then it comes right back down to the core again. Even just made the piano. It's
Yeah.
a beautiful show. It's a
Oh.
real roller coaster of emotion, though.
Oh, I can't wait to hopefully come and catch you soon. I've
Oh,
not seen you live yet. I've only seen stuff online, which again annoying because like I'm meeting you even now online, and it's not the
yeah,
same
I want
virtually.
to just
um,
jump through the screen.
yeah, yeah. But just congratulations on all the live shows coming up. It's so wonderful, and the EP Hollow Heart as well. Like I can't wait for people to be able to hear this in its entirety. Hopefully on a vinyl, on a record player, as was intended. Like how incredible. Just to kind of like wrap up, Heidi, I wish I could talk to you for so long. I mean, when you were
I know.
bringing up Jodie Comer, all that kind of stuff, I'm like, right. I mean, you can
That's
like
a
sit
good chat
down,
could be.
have a glass of wine, a beverage, just start talking about all of the favourite things.
Are you a red or a white wine? What's your Brooklyn wine?
I'm a rosé and then a red. That's me. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I was gonna say you give me red wine vibes. It's the
Do
eye make. We
I?
got gorgeous
It's
eye
the
makeup.
vampire.
I
Thank
love it.
you. Thank you. Yeah, no, definitely a rosé girly, and then Oh, I just love a bit of a red at the end, you know? I'm not really a white person.
Yeah.
It gives me a headache. I don't know about
No,
you.
I know. Yeah, do you know this? I'm a bit of a wine person, but recently I've been like really enjoying whiskey,
Oh my
which is a
God.
very dangerous, like that. Yeah, it's a very slippery slope
Rock and
because you
roll,
have
though.
water that's like, whoa.
Rock and roll. I do love a rum and pineapple as well, so, you know,
Oh,
that's my favourite at
God.
the moment.
Rum is such a pirate drink.
Rum. I know. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I need to just get Siren on just while I'm drinking
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
No, but just to wrap up on a couple of like final notes, you know, like anybody that, you know, hasn't seen you yet or is planning on coming to see you at any of these shows or if they're going to be at the festivals and stuff, you know, have you got a message you'd love to send out to them and, you know, a reason for them to come and catch you? You know, have you got anything that you want to say?
Oh, I love that. It's put me on the spot.
I
Well, I
apologise.
would like everybody to come and experience my show, but when I sing, I tap into something that feels deeper and ancient, and I just want people to experience that same feeling of what music can give. It's not a vanity thing, it's not an aesthetic thing, it's a real deep-rooted connection to the songs, and I think they're so much older. I think they've came through every life with me that I've been on, and I think if you want to capture and be a part of something that's magical and mystical and empowering, then come and see my set.
Sold. Sold.
So, so
Nailed it. Nailed it
you
on the
charmed
spot.
me.
And of course, Heidi, like, have you got a message that you would love to send to yourself, but younger you and to future
Oh,
you? You know, little Heidi, what would you love to say to her and maybe to you in the future? Have you got a message for yourself?
yeah, it's probably the same message for both ways. I think just stop making mountains out of molehills and stop worrying about things that you can't control. Because I do that all the time. I think everybody does really, though. I'm not exactly unique in that case, but I think, yeah, stop making everything that's meant to be fun a super serious thing. Because you do, I just want everything to go well and go right, but in turn, like it can also become very stress. I can make something really stressful that should just be super fun.
Of
Like,
course.
so I think that would be my lesson. Just enjoy the moment and stop worrying about life and where it's going to take you and what it's going to. You don't know.
No, you don't. And life is a roller coaster, as Ronan Keating said.
There you
It's so
go.
true. But you know, like I just think that's like wonderful. You know, in your career so far, how have you found? Just because this has just thrown another question into my head. But how have you found dealing with that roller coaster? You know, musically, but then also just like emotionally, physically being an artist. You know, because I know you've experienced writer's block as well in the past, and you know that's pretty tricky. So, are there any things that you like to do that you've learned along the way that really help you in that scenario?
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, I think it's natural to feel really overwhelmed and I think especially because I really have a very specific vision with the sound and with the
Mm,
visuals with the whole project. So I like to really be in the driver's seat, but that can also make it a lot more you don't really have time to process it. So
yeah.
I think I've just been really slowing down and remembering that you know, it's art and it's show business. People can't see behind the curtain, and I think it's just about remembering what is being presented to people. Because I think when you see all the details or all the things that are done or aren't done, you can feel really vulnerable
Mm,
and on show. But the reality is that actually from the outside looking in, it's great, and you don't need to overthink it. And I think that's kind of what I've learned over all these past, few releases, that it's just about enjoying the little moments, enjoying all of the numbers and all of the people that are showing up. And because I think in this day and age, we can get really stuck on numbers and stuck on capacities or like, oh, how many people are listening right now? And it's just
mhm.
such a weird thing. I don't know, I find that really strange. And I think it then takes the value out of what you're doing and it manipulates it. And I think that if I now just appreciate every number, if it's 5, 50, 50,000, whatever, like I'm just really buzzing with every person that listens to the music or buys a ticket. I'm not gonna value my whole career based on meritocracy. I just don't believe in it because I think it's what
Yeah.
kills good art. It's what makes people create, in my opinion, bad music is when they suddenly are playing to an audience or they
Mm.
aren't just appreciative of who's turning up
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah,
So
maybe you lose a sense of authenticity. I think if you're caring too much about people pleasing
yeah,
to the mass or something, but at least with what you're doing, it's so true to you, and it's so vulnerable and incredible, and I love it genuinely. I'm obsessed with
yeah.
the stuff that you're releasing, Heidi, and you should be so proud of yourself. And I do want to say again, big congratulations on, your incredible EP that's coming. It's a debut that's so special. I mean, a debut is just like you've been working your entire life towards a debut, of course. So
Yeah.
a proper labour of love, I can imagine.
Thank you. That's fair. This interview's been so wonderful. So thank you so much.
Oh, Heidi, thank you as well. Thank you so much. On a final note, really random one, but it's, for the music lovers. If you could erase an album from your head and listen to it and experience it again all over for the very first time, which
Ooh.
album would you choose and why?
Oh my God, what a question. That's a great question. I think it'd be a bit of a curveball because I wouldn't even really say this massively inspires my sound, but probably Can't Buy a Thrill, Steely Dan. First time
Oh,
I listened to that, I was about 14. It was so long ago now. I've got so many memories attached to that album that I
yeah.
wish I could erase it, just hear it for the first time again. Yeah, that's such a great question.
You have to go and
That's
stick that
the
album on now and think about it. Think about your
Yeah,
first
'cause
time
it
with
is
it.
one of them records that I just remember every song coming on and being like, oh my God, this is so
Yeah.
like every moment is so inspiring. Yeah.
Oh. Oh, amazing. Well, Heidi, thank you so, so much. It's been a real pleasure. Thank you for guesting on the show. And yeah, I can't wait to hopefully come and catch you. But yeah, to hear this EP in full 29th of May, it's just going to be incredible. So, Heidi, thank you so much.
Thank
You've been
you so
wonderful.
much, Alex. Oh, thank you. So are you. Thank you for having me on the show.
Have a great rest of your day. And yeah, good luck with tour and everything. It's going to be wonderful.
I'll see you soon. I'll see you at a show.
Yes, hopefully. I'll see you soon. Nice to meet you.